Okay, so this past weekend, I had the opportunity to attend the International Association of Blacks in Dance here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I just felt like I wanted to do like a reflections video. I left with so many feelings. So I'm still processing what happened, but I have lots of notes. So if you see me looking off to the side, that's what I'm doing, just referring to my notes. Yeah, so I just want to share my experience at the festival. Okay, so this video definitely is not like a recap video or like a review video. Um, it's definitely more of like a reflection, a journal entry. Yeah, just to get all my thoughts down and hopefully I don't know, inspire, pass along um some information if you're on the fence about whether or not you should attend this festival next year. So first, a little introduction. My name is Taylor. I am a dance educator, a former professional dancer, arts administrator, arts advocate. I am located here in Atlanta, Georgia. I teach locally at some studios around, and I am also a program coordinator for a professional dance company here in Atlanta. All right, so we'll kind of work backwards, I guess, in this because I have lots of thoughts. But leaving the conference, the main question, and the question I'm still asking myself, is where do I go from here, right? So what's next? What does it look like for me? And as I get into my reflection, you'll understand why I'm asking myself that question. Okay, so going into the conference, this is kind of where I was at, kind of mentally. I feel like I'm like at this intersection of wifehood, motherhood, and trying to figure out who I am as a dance artist, right? I haven't really been out in like the dance world as far as like networking and things like that for myself. I might have done stuff, for my job, but like just for myself since the birth of my daughter in 2020. So between COVID, my daughter was born in 2020, my son was born in 2024, things just paused, right? They just stopped. I've been teaching, I've been doing administrative work, advocacy work, but no active participation, no networking, no showing up for myself as an artist. That part of me just kind of went quiet as I focused on my family unit. Okay, so what I took away from the conference, one of the biggest things I learned was it's okay to not have it all figured out. I feel like, especially us millennials, we get in this space where we're in our 30s, like mid 30s, and we're like, I should have it all figured out, right? I have a family, I have bills, I have these things. Why don't I have it figured out yet? And that was kind of definitely weighing on me. Okay, I felt like so many women during this conference, especially what I would consider elders, that deserve that title, that respect of elders, kept reminding me and bringing it back in focus that I am not supposed to have everything figured out in my 30s. I had the opportunity to meet some incredible women who just really poured into me, mentored me in the span of those 3 to 4 days, and really just listened to me. They reminded me that life was about transition, evolution, and enjoying the journey, and just not feeling so rushed to get to that destination. And when I say elders, I don't just mean like dance legends, right? Because those were there too. I just mean like dance moms, and dance grandmothers, women who've lived these full lives in and around dance and also have other lived experiences to pull from. So this mattered deeply to me because I was able to listen to their stories, hear their wins, their sacrifices, their pivots, and all of that was so valuable for me in my journey. And it also reminded me that dance doesn't just exist in a vacuum, right? It lives inside of real lives. Okay, so connection at this conference. Networking at this conference felt so easy, yeah? It felt like second nature in a way that I haven't experienced at other conferences. So I've attended NDEO, National Dance Education Organization, and while I did get some valuable information and, lessons from that conference, the connections just didn't come that easily. I kind of ended up staying with the people that I came with for the conference and didn't really branch out. And I don't know if this is because this was a space full of Black dancers and I'm a Black dancer and there was an immediate sense of belonging and understanding. But I was able to make so many connections at this conference. So many that I immediately came home and told my husband, listen, we're going to Chicago in 2027. Well, I'm going. You can, come along with me if you want to. But I'm definitely going to be in the building in 2027. And the theme of this conference was like family reunion type thing, and I can say it honestly felt like a big family reunion. I saw people that I hadn't seen in years, people from the Atlanta dance community that because I've been kind of isolated, I haven't poured and nurtured those relationships and those connections, but I dearly love these people and admire these people and look up to these people. So I was able to see them and reconnect and kind of put some fertilizer on that relationship so I can continue to cultivate it moving forward. I also saw my old roommate from Dayton Contemporary Dance Company. We danced in second company and she's still dancing in the company. So we took some time to have dinner with another one of our friends from Dayton Contemporary. And it felt like no time had passed at all. And while it was very short and very brief and we were all like, oh, we need more time together, it was just so good to see them, to see a familiar face and to reconnect. Let's see, I also ran into one of my first ballet and jazz teachers that I had when I was little. I saw Mr. Milton, who also taught me modern and African dance when I was little. Ran into him. I saw my professors from undergrad, which was huge for me. And I was just able to finally get to talk to them being on the other side and let them know how grateful I was for them and how they poured into me, and kind of really helped shape my career as a dancer, an educator, advocate for the arts, and kind of why I'm still like in this field, because let's be real, we could all leave dance and probably make a little bit more money and not work as hard. But the work is definitely important. So at this conference, you have to understand the weight of proximity. Yeah. You're literally brushing shoulders with legends. People fangirl out over Beyonce, but I was literally fangirling out over Lauren Anderson, Lydia Barker Mitchell, Joe Myers Brown, Cleo Park Robinson, Debbie Blunden Diggs, Lula Washington, Ann Williams. I mean, so many great people in the building, and you're like literally standing like 500 feet away from them. It's like living history. And I don't know a place where that type of magic can happen. I don't know. I've never experienced it. So that was definitely a beautiful moment. And you're able to just walk up to them and say, hey, I admire you. I look up to you, which was great. You're just standing feet away from these people who helped shape the dance world, the people whose shoulders you're standing on, the people who you can do what you do because they did what they did. the work, the sacrifice. So that was huge. Yeah. And then in this conference, you get to see the full spectrum of Black dance, right? Because Black dance is multifaceted. You can't put us in a box, right? I mean, it was the classes, the documentaries, the sessions. I mean, they had everything from, there was a second line class, to soca, to African Caribbean, to Dunham, to Horton, hip hop, commercial jazz, ballet. I mean, gyrokinesis. I literally anything dance related was there, and it was being presented by Black people. And I feel like oftentimes the world wants to just put us in these buckets, and you can't. I mean, even the Rockettes were there, right? So, yeah, that was the beautiful thing about there. There were sessions, documentaries, archives, education, arts, administration. I mean, any part of the dance world that you are involved in was present at that conference, and you could go to a session and network and talk and learn and grow, or anything that you might be interested in. You had the opportunity to take it in that building. So it's not just about moving. Okay, so it wasn't just about moving, but it was also about provoking thought, thought processes, preserving our history, and leading. Yeah. Okay, one of the most unexpected things that kind of came out of the conference was the opportunity that I got to learn more about my own history. So one of the nights I came home and I was telling my mom about Miss Spriggs, and she was one of the honorees at the conference, and my mom was like, Miss Spriggs knows your grandmother, that we were neighbors. My mom was like, we literally went to pool parties at her house. That's how I ended up getting connected with Spelman's children's dance program, and I was a part of their program in the 90s. We even had footage of my sister and me performing at a recital there. She said she has old programs, so I think that that's archival material. The dance program at Spelman in Atlanta, at the time I didn't understand how important the work that was being done there, but it's really influential, in a lot of the dancers that are working in the industry now came out of that program. And then also, just thinking about the future, my daughter's only 5, but wanting to pass this information along with her and let her know the history that she's a part of, the lineage, the community, and my son, if he wants to dance too, but just, all of that. And it's interesting because when you're in the studio, you're kind of in your silo. You don't always see how connected you are to something that's so much bigger than you. So this conference was definitely a big reminder of that, which I'm grateful for. Okay, so the last time I attended an IABD conference, I had to be like 10 or 11. I remember it was in San Diego, but it's definitely been a while. So this felt like a homecoming of sorts for me. Yeah. I came to the conference feeling uninspired, unsure of what my future might look like in dance. Was it time to move on? And while I'm not leaving with clear answers, I am leaving with a full cup. I don't know exactly what my North Star is yet, but I do feel myself being pulled in a direction, whereas before this conference, I didn't. So I am grateful for that. Okay, my final thoughts and kind of what I am taking away from the conference is dance definitely doesn't stop because you are a wife or a mother. It just transforms. And I'm excited to discover what that transformation looks like for me. And I will see you in 2027 Chicago. All right.